Wallace.
And I have John Holly here with me.
3 phases, dressage, cross-country, show jump. And you're out on course and something's going wrong or going right. You know how to react to what they're doing.
It was built originally to be a schooling facility, and so everything's set up very conveniently.
Welcome to the Jon and Rick Show, sponsored by Horse Trailer Pros in the Horse Trailer Pro Studios. This is episode 21.
That's right.
We're going to have a great show. We just had a great Thanksgiving. We're full.
I'm still recovering, actually.
And on this show is going to be Jacob Fletcher and
Alex Green.
Yep. And we're excited about having them. One's in the studio right now, just sitting over there kind of smiling, wondering what the heck's going on.
You should see the amount of pizza that Jacob's eating tonight.
I tell you, I cannot believe how much that guy can eat.
Which is interesting because he started going to Elemental Fit Lab.
Yeah.
Right? Who sponsors
sponsors
us.
Good segue there. That was good.
And so Jacob's been going there a lot, and we'll have to talk to him about that. But I know part of when he is there is he's on like this nutrition plan with them.
Right.
And I'm sure they'll be thrilled to know, Vilma over there, Coach Vilma will be thrilled to know that he's been eating pizza all night.
By the way, a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of pizza. So that's good. So how was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was awesome. We had a great Thanksgiving. We had Elisa and Timothy over, and it was a nice, small Thanksgiving. What are you smiling at?
I'm smiling because I just moved in the chair and it made an unfortunate sound, so I apologize to everybody on air.
So is that because you had beans for Thanksgiving?
No, it's just they're new chairs and they're squeaky.
Oh yeah, do y'all like the new set? It's new chairs. John found these.
Yeah.
So,
anyway,
great.
I apologize for that.
That's all right, no problem.
So let's go on. So Thanksgiving.
So great Thanksgiving. It was our first Thanksgiving, my first Thanksgiving actually with my daughter in 25 years.
Which is amazing because you guys both are in Ocala now.
And now we're in Ocala, and she walked in the door, she goes, this feels weird because I'm usually with my mom. But it was really good. Briggs is a great cook, and Elisa made her famous mashed potatoes, and then we had sweet potatoes. We had a very nice time. My mom was supposed to come from Amelia Island, and she's 84. She doesn't look 84.
No, she doesn't. You guys have good genes in your family.
She started freaking out about coming, and I don't blame her. While we all horse show and we keep fairly safe, I woke up one night thinking that I had a fever and I was coughing. I was like, oh my God, I have COVID. But I think I was just stressing out that she was coming.
Right.
And then the next morning after I called her and said, you're not coming, she goes, thank goodness, I don't want to come.
Right.
So then I was like all of a sudden cured.
Yeah.
I felt better.
Then you felt better.
Yeah.
Funny.
So how about you?
Yeah, we had a good time. I actually had just a little bit of family in town. We're really fortunate. We have just off the side of our house have a little guest cottage.
Right.
So my cousin and his wife were able to come into town and stay there. So we were able to stay separate but next to each other because we had the pool area we could hang out in. So we did that and did all the traditional stuff. Had the turkey and the ham, and I did what I do every Thanksgiving. I cut my finger, which was nice, and bled into the stuffing, but it was family, so it didn't really matter.
But you were just super gluing that.
Well, yeah, because I cut into my nail.
Those listening on the podcast, he's got a little cut on his finger, and he super glued it. And also those on podcast, we just mentioned our new set. So just so you know, and you can get a picture, John wanted whiskey.
Yeah, like my smoking chairs.
These are leather.
I envision us smoking big cigars.
They're leather, and I'm doing those little asterisk things.
That's why it makes a noise
when
you move.
So it's kind of vinylish, but they're kind of cool. And the set looks good. And then he also got us the Jon and Rick Show neon light, which if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see, but it's blue.
But it sounds
and yellow,
awesome, I'm sure.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
And then we have an on-air sign. So to all the y'all's listening, I just wanted to give you a little visual.
Yeah. So we look like we know what we're doing.
It's good for your Thanksgiving. And so did you enjoy it? Did you have like turkey sandwiches the next day?
So here's the thing. I've never understood turkey sandwiches the next day.
What?
I don't like turkey sandwiches. I don't like sandwiches.
Okay, you're just weird.
I don't like cold cut sandwiches.
Do you like the Packers too?
I love the
Packers.
Packers.
That's why. Okay.
But so I would never do a turkey sandwich, but I do eat the turkey dinner again the next day. Like if we wanted a turkey sandwich, I would have made a turkey sandwich the first time. I wanted turkey and stuffing.
So you have never really had a great
have.
turkey sandwich with lettuce and mayonnaise and then the cranberry sauce. It's
I've had.
Okay.
I've
We're gonna
had
have to
a turkey
change that
sandwich.
for you. Sorry.
I've had it, but they're not that good.
No, they are good.
Yeah, I disagree.
So we disagree.
Yeah.
But the other thing that we had was Zuli and Danny Mogal
Yep.
over we had turkey tacos on Friday.
Nice.
So we did that. We had an outside fire, and they came around, and we had Elisa and Timothy again, along with their groom that came back, Megan, from Connecticut, that she didn't want to go home, but she flew home real safe,
Right.
and then came back as quick as she could and stayed out of harm's way.
Right.
And then the weekend, we kept on eating turkey.
Yeah, I've just finished the last of today.
I had an open-faced turkey with gravy and mashed potatoes and my homemade green bean casserole.
Nice.
So,
I made my first green bean casserole, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it as good as mine, you think?
Probably not, but I've never had yours.
How did you make it?
Fresh green beans,
Yeah.
not canned, but the recipes all say to do canned. And then the mushroom soup, and then the French's
What
onions.
brand of soup?
Campbell's,
Okay.
of course.
Just asking.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Of course it's Campbell's. And then the French's onions, which are great. So yeah, so we did that. And then the other thing I wanted to just mention was our hats and our t-shirt fundraiser.
Yeah, let's go with that.
So those are all done. We did our baseball hats and our t-shirts, and the baseball hats I know brought in $700 for the fund. So $700 is going to go
that's good.
directly to the foundation. So yeah, good job.
Good job, everybody out there, for ordering those.
And then the t-shirts, I don't know the final numbers of what we did, but we sold a bunch of t-shirts as well. So that just finished up 2 days ago. And all of that, for anybody who ordered them, should be coming out soon. But we did a good job on the fundraiser. And
So where is the Frangible Pin funds up to now?
We're like, last I heard, we're right around, like, we need like another $40,000. So we're like 460,
Wow.
Almost 460.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And then I noticed
I know we'd be further along if the guy who said he was going to get the tattoo, when we reached the next 50,000 mark, actually got the tattoo, but he still hasn't done that.
Usually you're the scheduler, so I usually get a call every morning going, this is what we're going to do, this is how it's going to go, this is what you're going to say.
So Joel, when can we do the tattoo?
December 12th.
December 12th. We'll work on that. I'll talk to my people. And we'll see. Look at Rick's face. For those who can't see it, Rick's face presently looks amazingly excited.
I'm going to put it here, Frangible Pin below.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea.
Why not?
Or maybe the first of the year so we have it.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I'm just kidding out there. I'm going to be really strategic on where it goes.
Great. Super.
But I got a laugh out of Jacob for that.
Yeah, we did. That's good. Well done.
So based on that, I want to say something about Frangible Pins because I was impressed at Tryon because there was a lot of tables with the mem clips.
Yep.
It's mem clips on the tables, right?
Yes, the tables are MIM clip tables, yes.
Okay. And that is based on, those are grants given from this whole fundraiser that we've been doing, that the organizers or the landowners, they apply for the grant, they get it, and then the tables are built or whatever other jumps they want done.
Correct. So the way it works is an organizer contacts USEA and
Right.
says they want a table kit. They receive the table kit in the mail and they build it.
Right.
And then they get, excuse me, when they're all done, they send a photo of the jump, and then the USEA sends them a check for the remaining, I don't remember what it is, like another $1,000 or something like that.
Is it $2,500 or?
I don't want to, I know it, but you know me, I can't remember anything. But then they get a check to help cover the materials and labor once it's built.
Gotcha. So they want to see the completion, and then you get the money.
Right, and it's not that they're worried people are going to take the money and run.
understand.
They just want a little incentive for, okay, you got the kit, now let's get it built.
No, I get it.
So
that's really good, though.
Yeah, and it's great. I love when I go walk around the events, you see the little sign on the front of the jump, and it's just, honestly, it's such a good feeling to see all these jumps out there. And the tables, like we've said before, are really just one piece of it. It's going to open up as we go forward here. Organizers should eventually be able to order virtually any type of frangible kit that's available from the USEA, as long as there's funds for it.
Right.
And be able to get oxer kits, corner kits, all kinds of stuff, so that we're not just running around over big collapsible tables. Because, you know, the one thing we don't want, which we've touched on in the past, is we don't want to go out there and be jumping a bunch of tables. So we want to make sure that we can have oxers and verticals and all kinds of gates.
A combination of all kinds. And I think at Tryon, if I'm not wrong, I kind of just from remembering what was happening, there's only one activation of a frangible pin.
It was a table.
Was it a table?
2 from home. It was a pretty significant fall, but both horse and rider got up and walked away. And the thing is, you can never prove something that didn't happen.
But it
did activate.
It did what it was supposed to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so in my opinion, it at a minimum saved a serious injury.
That's good.
I know. I saw the person who had the fall walking around the next day. She rode another horse in the competition the next day, and I would be willing to put money that she wouldn't be able to finish that event without that.
Without that happening. Yeah. So kudos to everybody out there that's been giving to the frangible pin. Great for you for leading the charge. It's been a passion for you, and that's terrific. As we all want safety in our sport, so I think we all need to continue to think about it and give to the frangible pin. How do they do that?
Well, I mean, the easiest way is just to go contact the USEF Foundation.
Right.
And you can send them in a check, and it's tax deductible. It's a 501c3, right?
Correct.
So you'd send them in your check, they'll send you back a receipt saying that you paid it.
And I think on our Facebook page, the Jon and Rick Show, don't we have some posts on frangible
There's
pin?
posts on there, yes, and what we should do actually is we'll update it.
Update it and activate it. So
right now, most of the posts on there are about buying t-shirts and hats. But we also should put something on there to just go direct to them.
Continue. It's an ongoing thing. I think we should continue on and make sure we get everything out there.
Yeah.
With a pin and if it's built to have one.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know what else is big on our list?
What's
It's something that happened to us that we're unfortunate we didn't get to do. Womp, womp, womp. We were supposed to go skiing.
Yes, we were. But
Are you sad?
I am sad.
We were going to leave December 4th to go to Park City, Utah, and stay with my sister and brother-in-law, and my nephews are out there as well, and go skiing. And with all the COVID and everything that was happening and not enough snow out there's a lot of factors going into it. We decided to postpone it until a little bit later in maybe January, February. Leads me to, I know we're coming to the end of this segment, but you have got to get your strategy going for the beginning of the year so we can get our ski dates.
Yes, I'm going to do it this week.
And
It'll be done.
We'll talk more about scheduling in 2021, what you got to do, what the end game is, and how you build it out from there, because we're going to have Jacob Fletcher coming on.
Yep, he's going to be up next.
We'll quiz him on what he's doing.
All right, let's check with some of our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Great.
Want to advertise on the Jon and Rick Show? Contact Jon at 352-875-8622.
Or call Rick at 850-879-2649.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
When it comes time to compete, I demand the best out of my horses and myself. That's why Elemental Fit Lab, the home of CrossFit antics, is my home gym. Coach Vilma and her team create a fun, welcoming environment for athletes of all levels. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, Elemental Fit Lab will guide you towards a stronger, healthier version of you. Mention the Jon and Rick Show to get 3 free personal training sessions with enrollment.
Sweet Dixie South is an equestrian facility built for the lifestyle of eventers of all levels. Whether you are coming to Ocala for the entire season, a week, a month, or a year, this beautiful 160-acre farm is the place to settle in and enjoy your time with horses. They offer a full cross-country course with 2 water features, banks, ditches, and amazing footing to gallop, a spectacular all-weather footing ring, large grass jumping fields, and dressage rings. Located in the rolling hills of North Marion County in Reddick, Florida, Sweet Dixie South has 100 stalls and numerous paddocks, apartments, a line of camper hookups, washer and dryer amenities, as well as common areas to complete your experience during your stay. Under the ownership of Mike Campbell and the management of Can-Do Joe Adams of Top Rail Tack, Sweet Dixie South has transformed into a premier eventing training facility in Florida.
Go to www.sweetdixiesouth.com for more information. Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian developed, show safe, all natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement.
Welcome back to the Jon and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we are really excited because we are joined now by Jacob Fletcher. Jacob is a mainstay in the North American eventing circuit and currently a member of the 2021 USEF eventing developmental list, which means you get a bunch of lessons with Leslie and they expect big things out of you. So good luck.
Something like that. And this is a Stress Less segment, correct?
And this is our Stress Less segment.
So we
Thank you.
Yeah. Stress Less is a great horse supplement. I don't know if you use it, but it helps with calming. It's a really good supplement that is useful for USEF and FEI. I use it, Jon uses it, but you can go to horsesupplement.com and learn more about it. And we'll talk more about Stress Less, but thank you very much for sponsoring Jacob's segment.
Yeah, and I actually have to say, I just put another horse on it at my barn because he's been just a very good horse, but like sharp and a little spooky and looks at stuff. And so he's been on it for about 10 days, and it's made a difference. Yep. For sure. It's so really pretty cool stuff.
If you have a spooky horse, it just kind of calms. It doesn't take the spook away, but it definitely...
He's just more level.
More level. And if it's a hot horse, it's good for traveling. It's a very small dosing, and it's not what you think it is. It's not magnesium. It's a milk product.
Colostrum?
No, not colostrum. Briggs, what is it?
Casein.
I always forget the name.
Casein.
Sorry, Stress Less, because I know you sponsor me. Casein.
It's good stuff. It is really
good. But anyway, we're going to talk more about that after we talk about you and what you've done and where you're going. Go.
Sounds good. So, Jacob, you just had horses at Tryon?
Yep, had horses at Tryon.
All right, and how was that?
It was shockingly bad for me. I had one in the 4 long, one in the 4 short, and one in the 3 long, and I fell off both of the ones in the 4 stars. It does happen.
Did you get wet?
Yeah, I got really wet on the second one. Yeah,
you weren't alone.
Yeah,
no.
There were a lot of wet people.
What was it? It was at the water sprayer one, and I watched. This is on the 4 short, so it was the second day of cross country, and the first day I watched the whole time, and it was just begging for somebody to hang a leg, and nobody ever did, but I pulled through for everybody the next day.
So when you were coming through that, could you feel something backing off, or did you know something was going wrong before it went wrong? Or?
No, I should have, listen, I rode a bit too aggressively. Like, I think that his distance was fine.
Right.
He's a tall horse. It should have been okay, but he was more nervous about the bridge than I expected.
Right.
And the gray horse that was in the 4 long that I rode the day before was really backed off over everything. So I got on this one thinking, I needed to ride really hard. And he's got a lot of really good qualities, Van Gogh, but one of the things he's not great with is thinking fast. So I know
Jon has that problem.
Wait, what? Sorry, I'm back.
I needed to do the opposite with him than I thought. I did around the bridge. He wouldn't ever stop or anything. So I should have actually given him some time to read the question and think about it.
Just hung out. And for those who weren't there, it was early on the course. Really, it was the first question on all of the courses.
5A.
And you had to run through this water that was basically from the WEG. I think we went through it the other way, and under a bridge, and it was a low bridge. And then less than a stride on the other side was this narrow fence with water sprayers out the side. And I think you're right. I think the horses struggled as much with the roof as they did with the spray.
Yeah, well, they all, I mean, you saw Boydie, Phil, I mean, everybody that went through it would duck as the rider, and I thought, what, they're ducking, is it that short? And I went through it, and I felt like I had to duck too, or I was going to
I think
smack
it's
my
with
head.
the water coming up and everything's happening, you're like, you go like that, and I think Elisa did it on Johnny and Lee, and she had the helmet cam, and she ducked. I was like, everybody was ducking. So I think it's just intuitive when you go through there.
Right.
Well, that's too bad.
Oh, it's okay. Live and learn.
Yeah.
The
But
7-year-old
you move on.
mare in the 3-star was really good.
good.
So
Good. See, you had a good one.
Yeah.
So I've got some questions for you.
Shoot.
You're from Arkansas.
Arkansas, yep, not Texas.
I thought
know, everybody
I thought he was
says-
from Texas first because you were with
Everybody
Mike.
thinks I'm from Texas.
I
yeah.
know that he's from Arkansas because I think years ago I remember somebody, I wasn't the one, but somebody was talking to you and saying Texas. You know, I'm not from Texas.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Them's
I
fighting
clued
words.
it in because Mike, I think, was based in Texas at
Yep.
the time, and you were working with Mike.
Yeah, I'd
So
spend summers
they
with him.
associated.
Area
Texas.
all of Area 5 is basically
It's
just
Mike,
Texas,
it's
is what
Mike,
everybody, yeah. Literally, yeah.
So one of the things that I think a lot of people know about you, Jacob, is you have a very stylized way that you jump. And it's very cool. I mean, I watch you ride all the time. I'm like, wow, how does he do that? So how did that happen?
It's the stylized way you're talking about me riding is a more forward riding system. I don't know. I think I grew up doing that when I was younger, and I got out of it a little bit. I thought my favorite rider before I went to the UK was actually Mary King. So completely opposite.
That'd be a different ride.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a forward ride.
No, I still enjoy watching her enough.
Absolutely.
Her record is unbelievable. So,
Sure.
But no, my favorite rider to watch before going to the UK was Mary King, and I'd ridden with Mike before then, and Mike teaches along those lines actually. And if you watch him back in the day, he had a very forward style. Back in the day, in the 70s and 80s.
Sure.
With all those guys. But so I went and spent a year in Europe with Kevin McNabb, and he's an Australian rider.
Definitely has a forward ride.
He is a very forward riding style, and he's trained Chris Burton, Jock Paget, and Emma McNabb, who've all gone to the Olympics and the World Games and all that, and they all three have very forward riding styles. So I picked that up when I was over there. And
more so because you said you already had sort of the intention of riding forward.
I did, yeah.
Because I mean, it is very noticeable when you're riding. It's like, I think it's kind of cool because I'm like, wow, because you literally at the stride from the jump just go forward and.
But it works, I think, for you because you have very long legs, so you can ride with a more forward upper body, and you have your long leg to counterbalance that. Like Karen O'Connor rode very forward with her upper body. I remember watching her for years. She would 2-point off drop fences.
Yep.
Because she had such a long anchor in her leg.
Right.
Yes.
And I think that's why it works for you.
Yep.
Because I never see you out of balance.
And she still teaches to close the hip angle forward when you're dropping.
She likes the she likes.
She
the close
doesn't like
hip
you
angle.
to. She don't want to see you sit back or lean back. That's not the way to go down a drop. So. And to your point, it's something you've developed, but it's now natural for you because that's how you ride.
And I think the system is less about what you look like and more about how the horse jumps.
Yeah, that's your intent, right?
Yes.
Not to get it in the way of the horse and what they're doing functionality-wise is jumping.
Yes.
So the more you can stay out of the way, the better they're going to jump.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think somebody with a different body style but with the same system would look different. So, like, say, I love watching Piggy French ride. I think she's unreal.
Unbelievable, yeah.
But her horses make a beautiful shape over the jumps, back off and hold themselves, and she's always in balance. But she's a different body type, so she's more upright. But I think you could argue that it's the same system, even though I'm a different body type and appear to be really forward.
So
I'm not saying I don't get in front of them. I do get in front of them on occasion.
Obviously, and so that segues into how you pick a horse, right? So how do you go and pick a horse? That's one that Jacob's going to want to go out and ride. What is your go-tos?
Well, I'm still working on that because I'm not sure.
I think we all are.
But I think I've talked to some top show jumping people before, and they claim that it's easier to get a horse to be better up front, and you can work and buy the hind end. I think that's kind of an old show jumping.
I kind of agree with you because the hind end isn't working. It's hard to make that thing work.
But I go like I don't know. I don't think I've ever bought a bad hind end, but I actually only like buying horses. I try to only buy horses with really good front ends, just because of the safety aspect for cross country.
They are very good in the front end because obviously that's what you're going to be thinking about.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So for the safety aspect, I do like horses that
can do both.
Yes, and
so you heard it here first, folks. Buy good jumpers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's seriously, and not just good jumpers in a moment of danger or in a moment where the distance isn't quite right or something. They have to respond to do the right thing then.
Right.
So they have to jump better in that moment, I think, instead of worse, and then that'll tell you a lot as to what
their reaction naturally is to do to get out of a problem or situation.
Has got to be a better shape.
Yep.
Or
Instead
a tighter
of having
shape.
a bowling ball that might be happening to you.
Yes, exactly.
Like, that's not what I want to feel when
you
you're
don't
out
want to
there.
be the bowling ball with solid jumps.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's good to know because you have a line of horses, and what are they called?
A 501 sport horses. Is that what you're talking about?
How did you come up with that?
501 is my phone area code.
So it's like
I thought you were talking about 501 G's.
Yeah, it is. You know, we all say we come from the 501. No, 501's my area code.
I like it.
Nobody knows you're from Arkansas?
Then everybody thinks I'm from Texas.
501 is Arkansas, everybody. 501 Arkansas.
That's the area code. I like that. Well, listen, let's get more into Arkansas and the 501 gang.
And thanks Stress Less for...
And yes, I was just going to say thanks to Stress Less. Jacob, if you have any hot, crazy
so can
horses,
you use it all the time?
All the time. It is FEI, USEF legal. It is really good stuff.
HotHorseSupplement.com or .net. .com. Sorry, I will get this right one of these times.
Yeah, but the fact that we don't get it right is probably better for Stress Less because people then pay attention.
Yeah.
So
Hot
listen
Horse
out there. Supplement.
And thanks, Betty Ledyard, because we appreciate your support.
Yeah, good stuff. We'll be right back.
Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian developed, show safe, all natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement.
Jump for Joy USA has what you need for your private farm or recognized competition. Our jumps are no maintenance, easy to move, and affordable. No scraping or painting necessary. We offer jump stands, wings, fillers, water trays, and more. Poles are wood-filled and available in 4 weights and lengths. And we now offer octagonal poles. Our cross-country portables and brush jumps are extremely useful and have been used for training by the British eventing team since 1990. Easy to move from the arena to the field and no tractor required, so you can change your setup often. We ship coast to coast in the USA and Canada. Visit our website, jumpforjoyusa.com. Summit Joint Performance, the injectable joint supplement used by numerous international and Olympic riders, invites you to experience the winning Summit difference. Made of all natural ingredients, Summit increases mobility and comfort. Win your class with Summit Joint Performance.
Welcome back to the Jon and Rick Show. We're joined here again for another segment with Jacob Fletcher.
Thanks for having us.
Great to have you here. We're sponsored by Horse Trailer Pros in this great Horse Trailer Pros studio. We're going to talk more about you.
So what I want to know, Jacob, is we've got 2020 taken care of. I'm assuming the horses are all either on vacation or just coming back from vacation at this point. So what's your plan for 2021? Where are you going to plan to finish up?
I've got Atlantic Domino, my best guy who got injured at Red Hills 2 years ago, coming back.
I saw him out actually.
Yeah.
He was running a preliminary somewhere, right? He
Looks
looked
like a feral beast.
Yeah, but you know what? But he was jumping great. He actually looked really good.
Thanks. Anyway, he's I'm going to try and get him to Kentucky this year.
Cool.
So we'll see how 2021. So we'll see how that goes. But
Right. And so is he? I mean, I should know this, but I'm assuming he's basically all qualified for Kentucky. So you just need to bring him out and get him on form.
Probably needs a
I think he
4-star
has
short.
to do a 4-star short within 12 months. So he's
Right.
got to do a 4-star short, and
So is
that's
your aim
qualifying.
Carolina, not Red Hills?
Not Red Hills. No, I don't think I'll do
Carolina.
Red Hills. Yep. So Carolina.
I love Red Hills.
I
Well,
love
you know
Red-
what's
it's always
happening
been my
this year,
favorite
and
event,
not,
but
not to say anything. I love Red Hills too. I'm from Tallahassee, but Red Hills and Carolina are running
I know.
subsequently. You can't now do both.
Right.
You have to pick one or the other. So Carolina's our choice that we're going to do.
Right.
So. Anyway.
I didn't know that because I haven't looked at the calendar.
I know
haven't-
because
I
you're
haven't
way
either.
behind.
I'm not behind. It's still 2020. I got loads of time. I'm doing it
So
tomorrow night.
end game for Domino is
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
And then what about the others?
And then the gray one at
What's the gray one's name?
501 Mischief Managed.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry.
Good job.
The gray one, yeah, Mischief. So Albus, who attempted the 4 long at Tryon and was cut very short in the cross country, is going to be doing
So it's like it didn't even run.
Yeah, it's like he didn't even run.
Right.
He'll either do Bromont or Jersey Fresh. Probably Bromont, because I've been trying to get up there for several years now and haven't made it. And then I've got 2 more that'll Van Gogh and Fabian that will try to join him there for the 4-star long.
That's a good plan. So everybody out there, Bromont's in June. So it's a different build out than Kentucky in April, right?
For
so
sure.
So for all of us building our schedules, you have to look at the end game and then build backwards. So do you have a pretty good plan based on Domino going to Kentucky based on what you need to do with him and just have a 4-star short? Is there going to be a long run up, or are you going to be very short and explicit for Kentucky?
No, I think it'll be long because he's quite sharp and very careful and a bit cheeky cross country.
Yep.
Well, in all 3 phases when he hasn't
Okay.
been out in a bit, and he's done 2 prelims in the last 2 years, so he needs to
some
get out
mileage.
for me to have a chance, or for it to be fair
So you're going
to
to start
take
your
him.
first event in January?
Late January, early February.
Rocking Horse?
Yeah, I'll probably do Rocking Horse prelim and then intermediate at Ocala
Sure.
later.
Right.
Yep.
How about you, since we can build out your schedule?
Well, the one thing I was going to say that's, I think, interesting and something worth just talking about is, so I have horses that I'm planning to take to Bromont, hopefully in the 4 long with 2, 1 may end up at the 3 long, but I think because of this whole COVID thing, right? You kind of have to plan for Jersey or Bromont because you
don't
don't
know what's
want to
happening on the
be
Canadian
getting ready for
border.
Bromont and then find out the border's not open yet, because I think that's a real possibility. So like typically to get to Bromont, I probably wouldn't start running my horses till mid-February. But if you're going to be going a month earlier, then the question is, do you need to start sooner so that you get the runs you need to get done to go to Jersey?
I didn't get to compete a ton this year, so I'm going to start sooner. And if I have to idle the engine for a few weeks
Right.
in April, I'll be happy to do it.
I mean, that's obviously a good point, because when we're making plans, we don't just have one. You have one that's A, you have one that's B, and one that's C. Now we have COVID interjected into that, and you have to think about that as well. But hopefully the vaccines will be well on the way by June.
Yeah.
And we will have open borders and get back to a little bit of normalcy. So based on that fact, is there a conditioning thing that you really like to do? You know, some people like to do the water tread, some like, you know.
I did the aqua tread a lot in Arkansas,
Right.
to get them fit for the jockey club
Right.
long
And
events.
how did that work?
It was really helpful for me. And down here, I've just been deferring to Leslie for what to do, which
And he has a pretty, he does the jockey club. And he's got a way of going. I think John even goes
He
out
does.
there
Yeah,
and does
well,
it.
yeah, we got a great track there.
Yeah,
right?
it's
That
really
actually
good.
Briggs has been
Worked on
maintaining
it.
and mowing
Yeah.
it for us.
And he does a 4-day rotation there, 4 to 5 day rotation. So and he increases the intensity
Right.
as the show season
Gets
develops.
closer.
So anyway, so that's
So,
been
good.
good, and we do lots of trotting. So like Domino is doing a lot of trotting to try and
So then
Get
if
back into
everything
it.
goes well and you look good and Kentucky goes well, you put your application in for the Olympics, I'm sure, right?
no.
You didn't?
No.
I always tell everybody, put your application in.
You should fill it out, man.
Always fill it in.
The last thing you want to do is have him come up to you and go, hey,
oh, by the way, we want to look at your
horse.
horse.
And you go, oh, I didn't fill it out.
So I'll tell you a story.
Can you still fill it out?
Listen to the story. Ready?
Shoot.
Elisa did her first Kentucky with Ultimate. Simply Priced in 2015.
She had such a good round that year.
She was 17th, right? Next year's coming up. Selectors are going, Johnny, he's not a really good show jumper, and he doesn't know how consistent he is in the dressage. And she goes, I'm not going to put in my application. I was like, what do you mean you're not going to put in your application? Just like you said. So she did for 2016, and guess what? She jogged for the Olympic team, and she was a reserve. You never know.
You got to put your name in the hat.
I wasn't 17th at Kentucky though.
Yeah, but you might be this year.
Maybe.
She was 8th the year she was asked to walk.
8th.
Yeah.
See, I definitely wasn't 8th at Kentucky. So.
But all that being said, I always think, John, whether you're long shot or short shot or whatever,
you'll always fill it out.
Always fill it out. Just a little advice.
Jacob, for what it's worth, I have 2 3-star horses that might go advance in the spring, and I was debating filling out the paperwork because why not?
You
Fair
never
enough.
know.
Fair
It
enough.
might be a
Look
1%
at what's going
chance.
on. Look
but
at what's
come on.
going on with football. They didn't even have a quarterback for the Cowboys.
They didn't? Oh,
Broncos.
Dak Prescott when he got
Broncos.
hurt?
Broncos. Yeah, the Broncos had no quarterback because of COVID. We
Because
could all be wiped out because of
nobody
COVID.
put their application in to be quarterback.
Did you know that the Broncos tried to get their assistant coach to be quarterback?
What?
All day Saturday before the game, they were petitioning the NFL to be able to activate their offensive quality control coach to be quarterback because he knew the offense well enough and was young enough and fit enough to play the position.
But they got the wide receiver.
We
They
should have
didn't
known it
even throw the
wasn't.
ball.
We should have known it wasn't the Cowboys because Jerry Jones would have been the quarterback in a
That's right.
second.
I've seen a photo of him doing it.
Yeah, I was. But that's what I'm saying. You never know what's going to happen. You just really don't.
So is it still open? Can you still?
I don't think so. I think
you're out of luck.
applications are closed.
It's okay.
All right.
That's all right. Next cycle. You know where they are? 2024.
France, Versailles.
That's right.
It's beautiful.
Excellent. Yeah. It's gonna
Home
be-
of the Monet Gardens. Is that right?
Yeah, they showed the picture of it. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that a goal?
Is that if I have the right horse flesh, I don't know. Kevin always told me that you shouldn't aim for a specific year. That
it's
that
just
you
when
should
it-
just
when
aim to
you're
have good
cultivating.
horses.
Yep. You got to know when.
And it all just has to align for that year.
Yep.
Or else you're going to be filled with sorrows for a long
gonna
time. So
Have you been to-
That was
you-
his 2 cents.
Have you been to Europe since you've come back? I can't remember. Have you gone back over and competed?
I haven't gone over to compete. I'd really like to. I went over and watched my girlfriend Cornelia compete
Right.
at Blenheim last year.
Right.
But I haven't been over to compete again, and I may do that with one
Well,
of
I
them this
think
year.
maybe with you being on the list, there might be something to happen in further in the fall that might get you maybe Blenheim.
But yeah,
Who
yeah,
knows?
maybe. I don't know if anybody's picked Blenheim back up yet.
Yeah, they did. It was just announced. And I was looking on my phone. You got MJ. By the way, that's mint julep, not Mary Jane.
Nice.
Just so everybody
mint
knows.
Sweet
I
puppy.
mean, that was
I was
named
just trying to
after
keep her
Derby.
from fighting under the chair, to be honest.
So, who picked up Blenheim is the Jockey Club.
Wait,
Wait, what?
Y'all just did the same thing I did when I saw the post, didn't I? Jockey Club, which is a UK-based.
Okay.
oh,
Okay, I'm with you now.
I went like this. What? But because I know Shelley Page put in for it, but
Right.
I didn't. And at first I
Oh, did
thought
she?
She said she was going to, because I called her up when I knew they were looking for organizers, and I said maybe they got it wrong and just thought Shelley Page was the Jockey Club.
Right.
And so, but I clicked on it. Briggs was really smart. He goes, just click on the link.
Do you mean there's more than one jockey club in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Well,
makes
that one's
sense.
actually the Ocala Jockey Club.
Right.
Not the Jockey Club. So.
Well, listen, Jacob, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate
Thanks for having
it.
me.
Yeah, it's been fun.
enjoyed it.
Been a really
So
good
you
time.
got Taco Tuesdays to go to?
Taco Tuesday,
Who's meeting?
Sayulita.
Who's meeting you there?
My girlfriend and the rest of the barn. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, have fun
The only
at
one that's
the taco
important is the
place.
girlfriend.
exactly.
And we're going to be right back with Alex Green.
Yeah.
Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique uses manual pressure and stretching to release points of restriction, leading to freer movement, reduced soreness, and restored range of motion. He has a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle. You can quickly identify and correct any balance issues and can adjust your saddle on site. I personally have Grant work on all of my event horses to keep them feeling their best before, during, and after their competitions. Grant is based in Florida year-round, but regularly travels to Georgia, Tennessee, and the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454.
Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian-developed, show-safe, all-natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Welcome back to the Jon and Rick Show. We're here with Alex Green-Kirby, and we're brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros here in the great studios on their lot. It's great to have you here.
Thanks, Rick. I'm happy to be here.
She's a Tennessee girl, too.
Yeah, try to rep the state well.
Yeah, and you do,
Yeah.
because I've known you for quite a while. I know John's known you for a bit as well.
Feels like forever.
Sorry.
But I've watched you ride many, many different horses. You're really fun to watch ride.
Oh, thanks, Rick. Yeah.
And so I know you have a long line of Fernhill horses, and you've got a lot of stories you can tell us. Let's start with, how did you get started?
Yeah, the good ones are the bad ones.
The good ones.
So I started out, first off, my parents were really adamant about going to college. And they're pretty black and white people when it comes to that. Like, there's no bending the rules. If you're going to be in this family and do it right, you're going to go to school, and we'll work around it if you want to do other things. So I ended up going to the University of Tennessee so that I could keep the horses at home and have a couple. And before I went to school, the deal with my dad was, which is a kind of a cool story, he said, okay, you've never had a proper nice horse, and your brothers got to go to school outside of Tennessee, so if you go to UT, we'll give you a little chunk of money and you can buy something.
Nice.
And
see, that was a good decision.
Yeah, well, you know, you never know. You always get a new horse, and sometimes some days you're like, was that a good decision?
So which horse was it?
It was Fernhill Kubalon.
All right, that was a good choice.
Yeah. So, but the best part of it is I had never met Carol, who runs Fernhill. I didn't even go over and try the horse. So I was with Julie Richards at the time. She was my trainer and brought me along. And we bought the horse off a video.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
it worked.
Yeah,
So-
and ever since then, every horse that I've ridden at the top level has been purchased off a video.
So that's the secret, is buy horses off video.
Let Carol pick your horse.
Right. You know what? There's actually something to that, I
Yeah.
think, which is if you have connections to somebody who is a proper good horseman and horse person and knows you and what you ride well, let them find the horses.
Yeah, totally. I agree. So then, you fast forward, we're in school. I ended up getting the opportunity to sell Cuba, and
Because you got him to the
I guess new 4-star level. So I'd done 2-3 longs, which
right. And I
4
remember
longs.
you were doing really well with that horse.
Yeah, I mean, he was, to say, I remember Philip, after he bought the horse, was talking to someone that then told me that Philip said it was one of the best cross-country horses genuine-wise, and he'd ever been on. So that made me feel good that I at least kept the horse's confidence and stuff.
So what made you, as a young, aspiring event rider, decide to sell that horse? Because it was obviously a great horse.
Yeah, I sold him, I think it was maybe the May after I had 2 shots to go to Kentucky on the horse. And the first time I just wasn't prepared enough. Right. And then the second time we got an offer on the horse. So.
But most young 20-some-year-old people with aspirations would have kept going until it all fell apart or they were successful.
Or they made it.
So, but you decided this opportunity came up to sell the horse. So why'd you make that choice?
That's a good question. Jon, you're really good at that.
It's really kind of funny. So in school, I was in school for entrepreneurship.
Right.
And all the men in my family are money men, like in finance and stuff.
Right.
So it was two reasons. So the first reason is I love to make my dad proud, like an unreal man. So he's a financial advisor. Not a lot of people take a horse at that age and make it valuable and turn it into a big chunk of money.
Right.
And the second reason is in one of my entrepreneurship classes, they had us write down a list of goals for ourselves in business.
Right.
And like most riders, they write down a list of goals in their riding career, right? So of course I had I want to go to the Olympics, I want to run Burley, Badminton, Kentucky. That's what everyone wants to do, yeah? But
the list.
Now I have this list of goals in my business. And so it was a top 5 list. And the number 1 goal was to sell a horse at the advanced level. And the number 2 goal was to sell a horse for 6 figures.
Right.
And then the number 3 goal is to sell a good horse and see it end up being great.
You got 3.
So I got 3 out of 3 on one shot.
That was awesome. But I guess that's a little bit where I was trying to go with this is I think you're a great example for young professionals in this sport who, not to get too much on my soapbox, but I think there are so many under 25, under 30 people for sure in this sport who think they're professionals and really they are just getting by. They're not really trying to run a business. They're trying to chase their dreams, and that's fine if they have the finances behind them to do that. But I think there's a lot of people who lie to themselves and think they're running a business when really they're just chasing their dreams to event and they're not running a business at all. And I think either of those things is okay, but you have to be truthful with yourself. And I think
totally,
I get more respect out of seeing a young professional who is selling their top horse because they need to.
Yeah.
And because it helps finance the rest of their horses. And I see you, and I came up to teach a clinic at your place this summer, and I thought it was incredible to see how you've created, and obviously, it's your family's place and all of that. You've had some great opportunities.
There's a lot of help pushing the wagon.
But there's a lot of people with less help than you've had who have done far less for themselves. There's a lot of people with more help than you've had who've done far less. My point is, you've taken the opportunities you've been given, and I think the Fernhill Kubalon horse is just one of those examples, and you've made it into a career, into a proper business.
Definitely. Yeah.
So to that point, tell us, because people listening, they might hear Fernhill Kubalon and
Yeah, because he's aged out, right?
Well, what's happened with him? What happened? Who did he go to? Number one.
Yeah.
Some people might not know. Number two, what team did he make? And number three, did he go to that?
Yeah, so I ended up selling him to Philip Dutton, and Philip did an incredible, go back to my list, he made a horse that I turned into a good horse, and he made it great.
Right.
He was able to use his years of experience to really get the best out of Kuba, and that as a rider is a really cool thing to
watch and see.
Because now I know what a top horse really feels like.
Right.
And I know how far you can take them when you gain experience.
Right.
And when you gain training.
That's a really good point. And he made the 2016 team.
Yep, and
but then something
I think
happened.
he was a week out before they shipped over, and I think he had an injury. Yeah, which was a shame. But hindsight, I'm a little bit of a hopeless optimist. It was really cool because I know Philip well enough in his program and how many people are behind Mighty Nice, and to see that horse go and do so well, and he really turned it into a fairy tale story for a lot of folks.
Because he held on a really, I think he had the most awesome, at Rio on Mighty Nice, he had a corner jump.
Epic save.
I don't even know
That's
how
going to go
that
down
man,
in history.
I don't know
that
how
was
he
epic.
stayed on, and he did. And
I'm sure Kubo would have gone right to the corner.
He definitely would have.
right through the flag.
There would have been no riskiness.
So cool story.
Yeah. So that's where I kind of, in college essentially, I was trying to figure out, well, I've got a family that has done very well for themselves, and I should like hold up the family name and not be like the black sheep.
Right.
And so I ended up going to, after we sold Cuba, and I kind of had my list of things, and my entrepreneurship class was really inspirational in a way.
That's good. At least you found something in college that did.
Yeah, exactly. And so then I ended up going over to Ireland for a little while, and it was like the dead of winter, which was like an awful idea, but I just thought it was the time to go. I just needed to do it. Yeah. And I got to really know Carol super well, and she's like a fairy godmother to me now in life. We got some funny stories.
Fernhill.
Yes, Carol G. who owns Fernhill.
So you get a lot of Fernhill horses over now.
Yes.
Quite a few.
Yeah. So because of that trip over there and getting to know Fraser, their main rider, and really forming a family friendship thing with the three of us, we've started to import horses to the U.S., and we have been for probably the last 5 years now as a team.
I can name several of them. You still have Fernhill Fox.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of the bigger ones.
Fernhill, what's your next one?
The current horses?
Yes.
Well, we just brought one over named traditionally Fernhill.
Wow, I like that.
So he's a 6-year-old, and you'll see him out and about.
Very cool.
And we do a lot of junior horses and amateur horses. So
because there's a big market for that.
A huge market, and I think the sport is getting safer, and the quality of horsepower is improving.
Absolutely, it is.
And that's a good thing.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a break, and then I want to talk about all these Fernhill horses, because I know you've got just loads of them coming out the rafters at your place.
Fernhill rafters.
Fernhill rafters.
Ah, we'll use that one.
Yeah, I like that. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Alex.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Jump for Joy USA has what you need for your private farm or recognized competition. Our jumps are no maintenance, easy to move, and affordable. No scraping or painting necessary. We offer jump stands, wings, fillers, water trays, and more. Poles are wood-filled and available in 4 weights and lengths. And we now offer octagonal poles. Our cross-country portables and brush jumps are extremely useful and have been used for training by the British eventing team since 1990. Easy to move from the arena to the field and no tractor required, so you can change your setup often. We ship coast to coast in the USA and Canada. Visit our website, jumpforjoyusa.com. When it comes time to compete, I demand the best out of my horses and myself. That's why Elemental Fit Lab, the home of CrossFit antics, is my home gym. Coach Vilma and her team create a fun, welcoming environment for athletes of all levels. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, Elemental Fit Lab will guide you towards a stronger, healthier version of you. Mention the Jon and Rick Show to get 3 free personal training sessions with enrollment.
Sweet Dixie South is an equestrian facility built for the lifestyle of eventers of all levels. Whether you are coming to Ocala for the entire season, a week, a month, or a year, this beautiful 160-acre farm is the place to settle in and enjoy your time with horses. They offer a full cross-country course with 2 water features, banks, ditches, and amazing footing to gallop, a spectacular all-weather footing ring, large grass jumping fields, and dressage rings. Located in the rolling hills of North Marion County in Reddick, Florida, Sweet Dixie South has 100 stalls and numerous paddocks, apartments, a line of camper hookups, washer and dryer amenities, as well as common areas to complete your experience during your stay. Under the ownership of Mike Campbell and the management of can-do Joe Adams of Top Rail Tack, Sweet Dixie South has transformed into a premier eventing training facility in Florida. Go to www.sweetdixiesouth.com for more information.
Welcome back to the Jon and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we are still here with Alex Green. Alex Green-Kirby, I apologize.
Yes,
sorry, Chase.
It's okay.
We were going to talk about the husband in this segment, so I figured you'd probably get it.
Yeah, well, I'm getting used to it. So before we get into your husband, Chase, what I do want to talk about a little bit is the Fernhill horses. So we were actually talking earlier today about how everybody seems to want to make this trip over to Europe to buy a horse, which is great, but it does add a significant amount of money onto a horse to go get it and bring it over, and then there's always the risk of, is it really what you think it is or is it not? And so you, with Fernhill, have come up with a great idea, which is to bring these horses over and have them here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how that happened and what you guys are doing?
Yeah, definitely. So it started out like everything. You start out a little small and it starts to work, and so you grow and you build. And so we started out with maybe like a set of 5 every season. Carol and I would, mainly just Carol and Fraser, would go through and find 5 kind of appropriate for what we're looking for or what the market needs. And we would get them shipped over, have their x-rays ready and everything, and then they'd sell stateside, which honestly, I think it's a great way to do it because you get a better idea of what the horse really is. Sometimes I think when they ship and they do all that travel, they just change a little bit, and it takes a little bit of time for them to adapt. And so that's been really great. I think we've been able to make good partnerships that way with people and horses. Good. And so then it just kind of kept growing. The demand is high for good quality horses at fair value. And so, I mean, now we've got like 20 in the barn at a time.
Right, so how many do you have right now that just came over for this season?
Probably 16, and then we'll have 3 more in 2 weeks.
So you'll have 19 horses. So anybody who wants to come to Florida to look for horses should definitely be giving you a call.
Absolutely, yep. And we try to diversify
Ages?
our stock
Ages?
as far as, we diversify everything. So we try to buy nice young 4-year-olds, more like the 7-year-old prelim packer types, and then we've got a couple, a going advanced horse in the barn. So
they're just diversified to all segments of what's buying out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, and I do know, just real quick, because we are going to talk about Chase, but
sorry, Chase.
but was it after
you
sold Kubalon that you bought the farm down here, or before?
After.
So that inspired to have the farm down here.
Yep, you got it.
And that made you more be able to go back and forth and do things and make things happen. Because really, we all know you really got to be in Ocala now to get things done. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's Aiken and there's other places, but I think, to me and to Jon, I think Ocala, and to you, Ocala is the place to be. So now, tell us about the great guy Chase.
Oh, Chase, he is wonderful.
So he's
actually talking to him on the drive over here. I know, he looks like a model, right?
How did you?
What do you mean, how'd she do it? Look at her.
No. She is beautiful. She's gorgeous. But
Chase is awesome. Yeah.
Where did you meet him, in school?
Yeah, so we met in school.
You're the entrepreneur. Was it your number 5?
So he's in finance.
Okay,
that's what my dad does. My brother.
It all works.
It fits in nicely.
Yeah, he fits into the family really well.
That's really good. So it's been a year.
Yeah, so we've been together 8 years.
Right. Wow.
Married for a year. Yeah. So he's never even known me.
Really sure.
Yeah, to make sure.
Confirm
I think maybe he had to make sure.
Right, all right.
So what does he do now?
He's a financial advisor in Knoxville for a company called Rather & Kittrell.
Oh, very good.
And he's doing really well for himself.
Does he advise you, or does your father advise you, or do you get a combination?
Yeah, I get the best of both worlds.
You got it all.
I have so many people telling me what I'm doing wrong.
No, yes.
Just financially, though.
So, yeah, exactly.
So why don't you tell us a story about what you told Chase?
So, yes, I was going to get into this, which I thought was great. Alex doesn't think it was as funny, which is Alex went to Bromont. I was up there helping her and my other student, Gabby Ruane, and Chase was there. I just met him, and Alex is laser focused on her competition, and I'm talking to him a little bit and we're hanging out, and I just gave him what I thought was really valid advice for a boyfriend in eventing in horses, which was, whatever you do not learn how to muck a stall or lead a horse, because if you do, you will be doing it every competition. You'll be up at 6 a.m. She'll be dragging you out to the barn, and what I want to know is, did he listen?
Yeah, he did.
Good
He
job.
did.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
actually,
He did listen.
and I can say I saw him like right after you got married. I met him. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Probably saw him at the first 4 or 5 events, and then it tapered off.
Yeah, no, I think he got smarter.
Smart guy. So he
So
doesn't.
he goes to like 2 or 3 a year. I mean, he's awesome. And
yeah. So when you come to Ocala, does he stay in Knoxville?
He comes down a little bit
Yeah.
during the
Does it?
whole time. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. And his job is flexible that way, and
you
the
can-
company's great.
Yeah,
So he can work down
or
here and stuff.
Computer.
So, just transitioning a little bit. So you've got Twig, which is Fernhill limited edition, right?
Yep.
And Fernhill Fox are kind
Yeah.
of the 2 top guys right now. Mm-hmm. So, what's the plan for them this spring? Where are you tentatively planning to take them?
Well, Twig hopefully will go to Kentucky, go to the 5-star, and then hopefully we'll have another 5-star at the end of the year.
right,
Like
we'll
Maryland?
see.
We'll see. Yeah. And I mean, that's the play with him. He's a cross-country machine, so he should
Yeah, I like that horse.
jump around, and he's been a good friend in life the last few years. So
And
I'm
Fox
excited.
is always a cool horse to watch.
Oh, Fox is a sweetie
Fox
pie.
is kind of your partner ingrained.
Absolutely,
Like,
yeah. So
because I think a couple of years ago we tried Fox for a client of mine, a young girl. And
Yeah.
I was overlooking, she was 14 and she was trying the horse, and you're just like, because you love that horse so much.
Oh, it's such
I
a
know
nice horse.
he's a nice boy.
He's
yeah.
a cool guy.
Yeah, but that was one of the horses that Carol and I have done together, and so it makes more sense to keep him on the market too. You know?
Yeah.
But
Always
it's
have
been,
it. Always
So if somebody
great
wants a
for
nice
stuff.
advanced horse, that one's available.
yeah, exactly.
He is a nice horse.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah, very
lovely
nice.
horse.
Yeah.
But if you keep him, if he doesn't sell, as somebody who gets to help you from time to time,
Yeah.
if he doesn't sell, what's the thoughts for him? in the spring?
We'll get some 4 shorts done, and then I'd love to go to Bromont or
Bromont's a good.
planning we can go, and I guess if not, then I will have to go to Jersey. But we'll get to a couple 4 shorts, hopefully Red Hills, and I think he would run Stable View's 4 short really well.
Right? Yeah, it'd be a good track for him. Then
Yeah.
get him up to Canada. We can get some poutine,
Yeah.
some good Canadian beer.
I still don't know why people like poutine
What?
so much.
Oh, you don't like
Have
poutine?
you had it?
Yes,
And you
the
don't like it?
gravy cheese curd thing.
What is wrong with you?
It's really
so-
good.
I don't know.
You're so
It's gotta
Tennessee.
grow on you. It's okay. She feels really like sad, but she doesn't like it.
I really try to like
Well,
it.
do you at least
Yeah.
like what's the donut shop place?
Tim Hortons?
Oh, that's good.
See,
yeah,
Hortons is
see,
we could get her on the
yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
but wait. So seriously, have you tried, which I know people in Canada will be upset.
Back to the poutine.
Have you tried McDonald's poutine?
No.
So those are the best fries in the world, and I know it sounds weird that that'd be where you go for poutine, but they do make it there.
Okay.
It is incredible.
I am always willing to try.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go this year because I plan to be there as well, and we will go have a lunch break and have poutine
At McDonald's in
at
Canada.
McDonald's. Yeah.
I couldn't think
It's
of a better idea.
It's next to the Tim Hortons, so it'll be kind
So
of
it
like
looks,
Canada.
it looks like a lot of us are going to Bromont, and we could do another road trip to Bromont.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Years ago, we went to Bromont. And it was called the Road to Bromont.
I remember.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, that
And
was
we-
awesome. In the camper.
It's kind of when it all started,
right?
when we started videoing the trip up, and
Well, you could say in a way that was the start of the Jon and Rick show.
I would say you're right.
I would say it was.
Because
yeah.
it was a lot of fun. You even sang a song, or
Yeah, I think I sang Ice Ice Baby.
stupid Super Troopers. We
Do
had
you
a
sing well?
Horrible.
Super Trooper. He sings like a girl.
I'm
You sing like sunshine on my shoulder. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Rick does a really
Just-
good coward.
He's just
County.
optimistic in his singing, yeah. He's just trying to make people feel good.
Well, I got one more question for you. How do you fit 16, 17 horses into your farm in Ocala? What size is the barn?
Well, we've got 16 stalls, and Clayton is renting us a few more stalls.
Oh, there you go.
Which
So
is-
you're
what's the
using
name of that?
FEI.
FEI
FEI
stabling, yeah,
stablings.
and they're great for when you're in a bind. And
So
Clayton's
there you
like my
go,
neighbor,
Clayton,
so
for FEI stabling.
Yeah.
Give
We'll
a
send
plug.
you a bill, buddy. Don't worry.
maybe I'll get a discount. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so he's helping me out. He's gonna rent some of his stables, and then so we'll have 24 stalls altogether, and we've got
tons
tons of turnout.
Yeah.
It's
How many
30 acres,
30.
and it's
Very
all
good.
fenced,
Wow.
and almost half of
So
it is
where are you?
paddocks. I am literally Clayton's like neighbor. I'm on the road to Spar on Jacksonville Road.
Okay. So I'm in Reddick. I'm on 316 with our new farm. So I must go by yours. Are you near Don Stewart?
Do you know where no, I don't know.
Oh.
No. Like if you're going to Clayton's.
If you go past Spar, are you near 316?
Yeah, if you're driving to Clayton's from the blinking light and you see this weird like mound in the front of someone's paddock field and there's a little shed and that's me.
Oh. Perfect. Sounds very Irish.
Yeah, it's very, thanks.
I know where you are. You're on the right.
You know, you just turn around the tree and the road's not labeled and it's
sounds
just
totally like
to your
Ireland.
left.
You're
the pub's on your right.
You're near Candy Lane.
Yeah.
Do you know where that is? It's that Christmas tree place that we just got our Christmas tree.
There are so many things I don't know about. Okay.
Well, listen, we're about out of time, but I wanted first to say thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know you were only in town for a few days, so we really appreciate you taking the time. And that is the end of this show.
It is.
And we're really excited because our next show is going to be our Christmas special. And we're going to have Tick Maynard join us for that.
Oh,
that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, he's the most Christmassy guy I know.
I can't wait for that.
Well, Merry Christmas.
You
have a good holiday and good luck in the 2021 season. And I'm sure we're going to be
too.
really close to watching you, and John's going to keep helping you.
All right. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.
Rick Wallace.
And I have John Holly here with me.
3 phases, dressage, cross country, show jump. And you're out on course and something's going wrong or going right. You know how to react to what they're doing.
It was built originally to be a schooling facility, and so everything's set up very conveniently.